Grab a cup of coffee and start your Sunday with Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life features stories to inspire, motivate, and empower you. Live your best life now. Listen, learn, think, and decide. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Every Sunday morning at 9 on the Talk of New York, AM 970, The Apple. Visit cyacyl.com.
Hi, this is Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in. Our guest today is Ann Gentry. Ann is a chef, a restaurant owner, and a food educator. She has spent the past 25 years striving to raise the standard of vegetarian cooking in this country. Ann is the creator, founder, and owner of Real Food Daily, a Los Angeles area restaurant that serves a 100% vegetarian menu using foods grown exclusively with organic farming methods. Ann has been a guest on the Today Show and several Food Network shows, most notably Bobby Flay's Food Nation. Her cooking show, Naturally Delicious with Ann Gentry, airs on the Voria channel. Ann is the author of the Real Food Daily Cookbook and Vegan Family Meals, Real Food for Everyone. Good morning, Ann. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Joan. It's my pleasure to be here.
Ann, you grew up in Tennessee. How did you become interested in becoming a professional chef?
Well, growing up, I certainly did not see this in my future at all. I'd gone off a completely different way, but when I went off to New York City in my very early 20s and got a job at a vegetarian restaurant there in Greenwich Village, it changed my life.
Up until that point, had you been enjoying good old Southern cooking, or was this always a lifestyle for you?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up on the standard American diet, Southern style.
Mm-hmm.
Loved my fried food. Still like my fried food. I have a hankering for that every now and then, but I've learned ways to do it where it's a little bit healthier. And I grew up eating animal products 3 times a day. You know, back then, I mean, there was just no consciousness about it at all. No, but all the information that we have at hand now about our environment, our health, the health of ourselves, the planet, nothing was going on back in the 60s in my days of growing up.
And so what made you decide then? You said you came to New York, and what made you decide to specialize in vegetarian vegan foods?
Well, I didn't feel good. I mean, there I was, a 20-year-old girl, not feeling good, sluggish, moody, headaches. And I saw that, you know, I wasn't I didn't have a good relationship with food. Food was driving my life, and I was eating all the wrong kind of foods, very addicted to sugar, you know, overeating and eating all the time. And, of course, working in restaurants, that's an easy place to eat all the time. So working in the vegetarian restaurant, I was introduced to different kinds of food, quality foods, foods that seem to temper the mood swings. Started to learn that, oh, food does have something to do with how you feel and therefore, of course, how you look. And so just really embarked upon a food journey. I think we're all on these food journeys, and they change and they ebb and they flow throughout the entirety of our life. But got education from the people that I worked with, from my customers that came in, that I served as a server, and really started to learn that food really did play a very big part in how one felt.
Well, and we're going to be talking throughout this interview about a vegetarian vegan diet. And for people who know these terms but don't really understand what they mean, can you give us a 101 on the subject?
Yes. A vegetarian diet means that someone is eating plant-based foods, so no animal products, no meats, no poultry, but they'll eat food products from basically a cow, you know, dairy, butter, cheeses. So that's a vegetarian. A vegan, and it's vegan, a vegan, and that word was coined in 1944 in England. A group of vegetarians decided that they wanted to eliminate all the animal byproducts from their diet and strictly eat a plant-based diet with nothing that had come from an animal at all, and that is a vegan.
In your opinion, why do you think people become vegans? Is it more of a philosophical reason or for health reasons or both?
I think both. And I think, you know, the door that people go through to begin to eat this way is different for everybody. For me, it was definitely health reasons. And as I said, this was back in the, 1980s, late 80s, There wasn't all the information that we have at our hands today, more about our environment, the treatment of animals, animal welfare, and that's driven lots of people to a vegan diet because they really make that association of, well, I don't want to have anything in my life involved around the ill treatment of animals. You know, they're part of our planet, and I don't want to be eating those, and or environmentally, the impact of eating a vegan diet, even if you just did it one day a week, is profound and powerful and really does make a difference, a bigger difference than running around driving our Priuses. It's voting with our fork makes the biggest difference in our environment as opposed to all the other things that we can do.
And we're mostly going to be focusing on the benefits of a vegan vegetarian diet, but up front, are there any things that people who want to adopt this lifestyle need to be careful or mindful of for their health?
Not at all. I definitely don't believe that we in this country do not have a issue with not getting enough protein, and that's always the big issue.
Right.
Everybody's, where do you get your protein? You know, how are you surviving? Well, we've been duped by the Meat Association, the Dairy Association, to believe that we need as much protein as we need. We don't need it. You need a very small amount, and you can get it from plant proteins, beans, legumes, soy products, high-quality soy products, the miso, tempeh, tofu, not all the soy isolates that are hidden in so many of our, sort of fast foods and processed foods, nuts and seeds, and really, believe it or not, every food has protein in it. And if we could just get off the myth that we need so much of it, if we really look at our country, that's what's causing our health disease, not because we don't get enough of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned before about cheese, and I know there are a lot of cheese lovers out there. So what would options be for someone who loves cheese?
Well, what's great now is on the marketplace, there are all these wonderful cheeses that are tasty now, vegan cheeses that are tasty and now can melt. For so many years, they didn't really melt well, so you couldn't have your grilled cheeses or, cheesy something on top of a casserole. But some companies have come up with, and they're tapioca-based, rice-based, soy-based. Soy is an issue for some people, so not everything has to be soy-based. And in my book, Vegan Family Meals, I'm really trying to help educate people to, allow people to have the information to sort of make the crossover into veganism. And my whole message is, and hey, how about just one meal a week or one day a week? You don't have to do it all the time, and I understand that most people will never be a vegan and or a vegetarian in this lifetime. But I do believe that they want to eat healthier, and they want more plant-based proteins in their repertoire, and they want to understand how to use them. So in my book, I have all these pantry sections. One I have on cheese, and I list the cheeses that they can get out in the world, grocery stores, natural food stores, and I have a recipe for my own vegan cheese, cashew-based, easy to make, accessible ingredients, and really, you can do a lot with it. You can grate it. You can melt it. You can, casseroles, make great nachos. So I'm showing people through Vegan Family Meals that it is possible, and cooking at home, there are some really great recipes that will satisfy you and your family and make it pleasurable, because often people think vegan eating is, I'm missing something, and it's all gruel and it doesn't have any flavor. You have to learn how to bring flavor to these foods, just like with meat and poultry. You have to do something to it. You're marinating it. You're adding herbs and spices and sauces. Well, the same is true with the plant-based proteins, the tofus and the tempehs. You got to do something to it to bring flavor to the dish.
And I would think if a Southern girl could learn to appreciate it, anyone could, right, Ann?
Thank you so much, Joan. That is what I always say. If I can do it, coming from the background that I have, yes, anybody can do this.
Now, Ann, you talk about the importance of organic foods. Why are organic foods so important to our health?
If you can not eat foods that have been sprayed with chemicals and pesticides, in my book, I put out a list that the Environmental Working Group has put out. In fact, they just came out with their updated list for 2011, listing the foods that you want to stay away from if they have been sprayed with pesticides and chemicals, and then giving a list of foods that, well, if you can't get organic foods in your area, then here's the foods that would be more easily to move towards that were conventionally grown. And there's a lot of information showing that, yes, we don't need those chemicals in our system, and especially for kids. They're younger, they're smaller, their immune systems are delicate, and you don't want to be eating foods that, I always say to people, imagine an apple. You went into a grocery store, you picked up an apple, and then somebody came along with a spray can of pesticides or bug spray, roach spray, and sprayed that apple. Would you want to eat that?
And people who are struggling financially today, are they able to make these changes and still stay within a normal family budget?
Well, I believe that most of the ingredients that I use in my book can be found in any grocery store across the country. And that's what I love about plant proteins, beans and legumes. I mean, black beans, pinto beans, lentils, those are found in any grocery store across America. And for people, I believe that eating a plant-based diet, it costs you less. Mm-hmm. Meats and dairies, I check out the prices in the grocery stores. That's where you're spending a fair amount of money. If you stick with vegetables, fruits, grains, whole grains, pastas, beans, legumes, that should be able to keep your grocery budget down as opposed to it going up. It's all the processed foods that are in packages that are costing us a fortune at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm. We're going to take a break for this week's Healthy Living Tip. When we return, we're going to talk to Ann Gentry as a businesswoman. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Dr. Michael Sapienza, board-certified chiropractic physician and director of Mecca Integrated Medical Center located in Fairfield, New Jersey. Are you or anyone you know experiencing stress on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis? Some popular signs of stress include low back and neck pain, headaches, fatigue, and sleeplessness. A key to reducing the stress brought on by our busy lifestyles is to have an optimally functioning spine and nervous system. Your nervous system controls and coordinates the functions of everything in the body, including your muscles, organs, and even your immune system. Physical, chemical, and emotional stressors can cause spinal misalignments, which interfere with your nervous system. These misalignments put pressure on top of the spinal nerves, which reduce the functions of whatever the compressed nerve innervates. Chiropractic is the only healthcare profession that locates and corrects these misalignments, allowing the entire body to manage stress better and function optimally. Some of the benefits of managing stress include reduced burnout in both your work and personal life, stronger immune systems for fighting disease, lower risk of heart disease and other chronic illnesses, and increased productivity and awareness. Mecca Integrated Medical Center specializes in comprehensive, state-of-the-art, non-surgical treatment of back and neck pain. If you or someone you know would like a complimentary spinal stress scan and consultation with one of our doctors, or would simply like some more information, please contact my office at 973-943-4300 or on the web at www.meccamedical.com.
Cetus Home Care Services is a non-medical home care company that assists you in caring for your loved one. Their trained caregivers provide the peace of mind that is important to you. Whether at home, in a nursing home, or an assisted living community, Cetus will help your loved one live a dignified, independent lifestyle. Cetus Home Care Services and professionals are as diversified as their clients. Call Cetus for more information, 973-746-0165, or visit cetushomecare.com.
Change your attitude, change your life, and big. Believe, inspire, grow. Salute the entrepreneurial spirit of small business owners, people who follow a dream, work hard, and make it happen. This week's spotlight is on the Chelsea Set. The Chelsea Set, located in Maplewood, New Jersey, is a full-service hair salon that caters to the unique needs of its customers. The experienced stylists understand that no two people are alike and that the needs of no two people are alike. Every hair design service begins with a personal consultation. The texture of your hair, your facial structure, and your lifestyle are all part of the conversation. Your style or color should not only look good, but it should express who you are and how you live your life. The highly trained professionals at the Chelsea Set provide a full range of services, including hair care, makeup, nails, and waxing. The Chelsea Set also provides bridal services to make your day special. The Chelsea Set is open Tuesday through Saturday and is conveniently located in Maplewood Village at 1 Duran Road. For more information, call 973-762-4200 or visit chelseaset.com.
Health insurance costs have risen at an alarming rate. At the same time, coverage choices have narrowed. Supplemental insurance provides an employer with the opportunity to enhance its current health plan without adding cost or administration. From accidents to catastrophic illness to intensive care to unexpected death, VMN Benefits has the plan to meet your needs. Call VMN Benefits at 201-697-0203 to learn more about supplemental insurance. VMN Benefits, providing peace of mind for your employees.
Are you looking for a cost-effective way to promote your product or service? Put the creative minds at Maximilian Communications to work for you. Maximilian Communications is a full-service multimedia communications company. From press releases to ad campaigns to publishing to audio-visual productions, Maximilian Communications does it all. Maximilian Communications provides small to medium-sized companies with a big marketing presence, often with just a shoestring budget. Let Maximilian Communications' team of creative experts put the pieces together for your business success. Public relations, advertising, marketing, publishing, audio-video production, special event coordination. Put the creative minds of Maximilian Communications to work for you. Call 973-641-6339. That's 973-641-6339.
Are you thinking of buying, selling, renting, or refinancing a home? Let the experienced and dedicated real estate professionals at Williams Realty Investment Group find the solution to meet your needs. We are a family-oriented business and are dedicated to helping you explore the options available, including mortgage modification and foreclosure prevention. Williams Realty is conveniently located in West Orange, New Jersey. Timing is important, so call today, 973-243-1700. That's 973-243-1700. Williams Realty Investment Group, making a difference in your community.
Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life now has a free monthly digital magazine that can be read online or emailed to your inbox. Each month, nationally recognized leaders in their field provide the information that you need to inspire and motivate you. We believe in a holistic approach to life, incorporating mind, body, and spirit. As philosopher Francis Bacon said, knowledge is power. Use the wisdom provided in the publication and apply it to your everyday life. Visit cyacyl.com for more information or to begin your free subscription. That's cyacyl.com. Welcome back to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman, and our guest today is chef, restaurant owner, food educator, and author Ann Gentry. And before break, we were talking about vegetarians and vegan lifestyle. And what I'd like to do now is just switch gears for a moment, because you are an incredibly successful businesswoman. You own restaurants. You have been a personal chef to celebrities. And I want to talk about how you were able to accomplish this, how you were able to achieve this type of career. We have a lot of people who tune in that are in some transitional point in their life, and they're not really sure what their next path would be. And I'd like to give them as much advice and share as much wisdom as possible. So how did you first, let's even start, how did you become the personal chef to actor Danny DeVito?
I had moved to Los Angeles, and I had cooking personally for myself. Other people started to ask me to cook what I was cooking, which was this very creative, vegan, macrobiotic-based food. And Danny DeVito heard about me, and he was going to go direct his first major feature film, Throw Mama from the Train, starring Billy Crystal, and he was very committed to wanting to stay grounded and balanced in a very big, movie project. So I always said if I ever wrote a book about Danny, it would be Me and Danny and the Winnebago, because I cooked for him every day for 3.5 months. And when I came out of that experience, I said to myself, oh my gosh, I have this talent. Now, yes, cooking for one person is very different than cooking for hundreds of people every day. Mm-hmm. However, I got very serious then about cooking for people and started a little home delivery service, literally in my apartment kitchen in Santa Monica, Venice, and Malibu, California, and cooked every day, 5 days a week, and went from one little $10 meal to a bag of food that cost $25, and had 1 to 2 drivers running all over L.A. delivering this food to people by noontime. And somewhere a couple of years into that, I said, you know what, I'm going to open a restaurant because I need to be in one place where people can come to me. And I opened a restaurant in 1993 in Santa Monica, California. No marketing budget, no advertising, word of mouth, and 100 people showed up the first day, and we've never looked back. And now I have 2 restaurants. I'm about to open out in LAX in Terminal 4, the American Airlines terminal, which is the busiest terminal in LAX, which is going to be so great to bring organic vegan food to travelers in an international airport. Very proud of this. And 2 restaurants in Los Angeles. Hundreds of people show up every day. And, people want this kind of food. People want healthy, innovative, creative, delicious food served in a great environment. There's pleasure to it. My servers are educated and friendly, educated about the cuisine. So, there's always a lot of questions. And it's a very exciting thing to be involved in. And I've really seen it change. It's 18 years. From where we were in the beginning to, it's really gone mainstream. When I first opened, people could barely pronounce the word vegan and needed to qualify what that meant and how that differed from vegetarianism. So I think Real Food Daily has really been a forerunner and really shown people the possibilities that this food can be very satisfying to all kinds of eaters, because most people eating in Real Food Daily, they're not vegan or vegetarian. They just appreciate good quality food.
And I speak to groups about change, and I have found that the response from a lot of the attendees is that fear is the number one concern when starting a new business. What would be your advice for someone who wants to start a business, who has all of those negative voices in his or her mind telling her why or telling him why he shouldn't? What would you say to that person to get past that and make that start on embarking on this new journey?
That's a loaded question, Joan. Yeah. Fear, runs a lot of our life, and fear is just, entangled in our stories and the stories that we tell ourselves and the stories that we end up believing, whether they're really true or not. So I do think you got to go deep inside yourself and get past those fears to the real core, in your heart of what is it that you really want to be doing here with your life, and, what is the gift that you really want to share with people, because look back, I was determined. I wanted this. I knew somehow or another I could do this. I didn't know what it completely looked like. I had worked in restaurants, but only as a server, never in management. And I spent the first 5 years in my business making all the mistakes of hiring the wrong people because I didn't know how to hire the right people. I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know what to do with them when I got them. I didn't know how to empower people to really bring themselves to a workplace and to trust people to move forward with their ideas and their drive. And I also didn't know how to hold people accountable. And so, it took the first decade of, putting structure to this incredible idea that I had and this incredible food that was happening. But in order to be standing here 18 years later, structure, policies, procedures, rules and regulations, all those things that, people don't like, but you've got to have a structure to really hold a business together, and then you're able to really clarify what it is that you're really doing and go out and do that and get everybody else to get on board to do it the same way.
And I think, the one thing that I'm taking away from what you're saying is that it's patience and fortitude. People think that if something doesn't, in their definition, succeed in a year or two, they're done. But you're talking 18 years to get to this level of where you are. And people probably give up way before they should, before they really reach what it is that they were striving to achieve.
Well, look, the restaurant business is a tricky business, and unfortunately, most restaurants don't succeed. There are big statistics on that, but I also think I've looked at that over the years. If you look at a lot of other small businesses, they don't succeed either, and this is really what you're asking me and what we're talking about. You do have to, I think you have to trust and be guided. You've got to get past those fears, because those fears are going to get you in trouble, because, again, that's all the drama and all the story about what you can't do. So you've got to get really clear in your own intention, and you've got to be really clear to see what it is that you're trying to create. And I also know that so many people in my business think, I'm a great cook, and therefore I can run a restaurant. No, running a restaurant is like any business, any small business, and it must have structure, and you've got to get the right people and be clear to them what it is and hold them accountable and go out every day and do it the same way. Learn from your mistakes. I think in the early days I was smart enough to know that it was about once I got past I've hired all the wrong people, and I'd worked through that, now can I bring in people that really know more than I know? Getting my ego out of the way to really bring people in that could really contribute something from their experience, and were in alignment with the way that this was a vegan restaurant, and this was our mission statement, and this is what we were out to do every day, which was really service people. It's an incredible gift that we are an institution, Real Food Daily, a national and international reputation that we have, and we're in a community in Santa Monica and in West Hollywood and soon to be in LAX, and we hope to open other locations. And people really come to us, yes, for the food, but for community, for nourishment, for quality service, for a good experience. And in the end, not in the end, but as the years went on, I realized I'm in a service business. How well can I really serve people? Yes, it's a plate of food in front of them, but what else is happening all around that?
The guest is Ann Gentry, and the book, Vegan Family Meals, Real Food for Everyone. For more information about Ann Gentry, visit realfood.com. And as always, you can get more information on our website, which is cyacyl.com. That stands for Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. While on our site, listen to past shows as podcasts, read our digital magazine, and sign up for our mailing list. Again, today our guest was author Ann Gentry, and it was wonderful having you here. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope you can come back sometime.
Great, Joan. I'd love to. Thank you so much for having me.
This is Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in.